Hello, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to another exciting video. Without further ado, let's dive into another round of news from America's team. The Dallas Cowboys have officially wrapped up their 2024 season with a 7-10 record. While this isn't the ideal outcome, there's always hope for the next season and plenty to look forward to. Throughout much of the season, the team had to cope without their franchise quarterback, Dak Prescott. With him back in the fold, the team could certainly make a difference and improve their standing in the upcoming season. But there's more to the story. One bright spot on the Dallas Cowboys roster has a specific request for the team in the 2025 NFL Draft. Micah Parsons, one of the brightest stars on the Cowboys defense, is eager for the team to draft a particular college player, and he's even taken to social media to make his case. Parsons has a clear favorite for the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. When Micah Parsons speaks, people should listen. He is one of the standout players on the Cowboys roster, with an impressive track record, and he has a keen eye for spotting talent. Parsons attended the college football playoff semifinal between his alma mater, Penn State, and Notre Dame on January 9th. While at the game, Parsons announced that he wanted the Cowboys to draft a specific player, one who caught his eye during the matchup, Abdul Carter, a linebacker from Penn State. Although Penn State lost to Notre Dame in a heartbreaking finish, Abdul Carter still put up a strong performance on the field. Over the course of the season, Carter accumulated 68 tackles, 12 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles, making a name for himself as a disruptive force. With the Cowboys holding the 12th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, there's a strong possibility that they could draft Carter if they take Parsons' advice. The NFL Draft will take place in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with the first round scheduled for Thursday, April 24th. Rounds 2 and 3 will take place on Friday, April 25th, and the final rounds will occur on Saturday, April 26th. Despite the Cowboys' disappointing 2024 season, Micah Parsons remains hopeful and motivated. Speaking on the January 8th edition of his podcast, Parsons expressed his belief that the Dallas Cowboys will bounce back strong in the upcoming season. "We are not done yet," Parsons said with optimism. "I hope that y'all don't think we are done yet. It's going to be an amazing thing to see next year when we're holding the trophy." The linebacker even went as far as to say, "Yes, it's big goals, but I'm telling y'all right now we're going to be holding a trophy up next year. Point blank, period." He continued with his characteristic confidence, saying, "I'm saying my prayers out loud. I'm saying my goals out loud so y'all can hear them. We're going to be holding a trophy up next year." Now, as the Cowboys enter the offseason, another hot topic has emerged. Could Dallas trade for superstar Myles Garrett, the edge rusher for the Cleveland Browns? The Dallas Cowboys offseason has officially begun, and with that comes speculation and excitement as fans wonder whether they can bring in big-name players to help improve the team. This year, many Cowboys fans have their eyes on Garrett, who has been one of the most dominant defensive players in the NFL. Garrett, who was drafted by the Cleveland Browns with the first overall pick in 2017, has been frustrated with the Browns' inability to reach the heights expected of them. Despite being one of the league's top players, Garrett has made it clear that he needs to see a clear path to success in Cleveland. Garrett is in the prime of his career, and although he has expressed some frustration with the Browns' inability to make a deep playoff run, there is still time for Cleveland to convince him to stay, especially if they manage to acquire a star quarterback. However, after the Cowboys' underwhelming 7-10 campaign in 2024, it's clear that a fresh start and some unbridled optimism could be just what Dallas needs to shake off the disappointment of the past season. Garrett's unhappiness with the Browns, combined with the fact that he's a native of Arlington, Texas, and a Texas A&M alum, makes the idea of him joining the Cowboys all the more enticing. Dallas fans are hoping that the team's front office will take a hard look at the possibility of bringing Garrett home to help bolster the defense. The structure of Garrett's current contract could influence how a trade might happen. Garrett is currently signed to a 5-year, $125 million contract, which gives the Cowboys 2 distinct paths for a potential trade, one before June 1st and another after. If Garrett is traded before June 1st, his dead cap hit for Cleveland would be quite hefty. The Browns would face a $36 million dead cap hit in 2025, followed by charges of $21.5 million, $10.8 million, and $3.8 million in the following years. However, if Garrett is traded after June 1st, the dead cap would be reduced to $14.75 million, $10.6 million, $7 million, and $3.8 million, making the deal much more manageable for Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns might be open to negotiating a trade, but they would likely demand a substantial package of picks in return. If Dallas trades for Garrett before the 2025 NFL Draft, the Browns could ask for a hefty package of picks, including the Cowboys' 12th and 44th overall picks in the draft, as well as a first and fourth-round pick in 2026. This trade would be costly, but bringing Garrett on board would make an immediate impact on the Cowboys' defense, especially when paired with Micah Parsons. However, a trade for Garrett after the draft, in a post-June 1st scenario, could change the dynamics. The Cowboys' offer could shift to include future draft picks, such as first and second-round selections for 2026 and 2027. This would allow Cleveland to take on a bit of cap relief, but at the cost of losing the chance for a top 15 pick in the near future. Whether the Cowboys are willing to part with such valuable assets remains to be seen, but the idea of pairing Garrett with Parsons, along with a ball-hawking secondary and a franchise quarterback, is certainly an exciting prospect for Cowboys fans. Garrett may have dealt with some injury concerns in the past, but at just 29 years old, he remains one of the best defensive players in the NFL. No matter how some critics may feel about the Cowboys' chances, the team has ample cap space to make a trade like this work. With over $100 million in potential cap room, the Cowboys have the flexibility to add another star player without compromising their financial future. While other offseason moves may be necessary, the possibility of adding Myles Garrett to the Cowboys roster is an intriguing one. Just imagine a defense featuring both Garrett and Parsons, working together to terrorize opposing quarterbacks. This scenario may seem like a daydream right now, but for Cowboys fans, it's one worth holding on to as the offseason unfolds. As teams like the Detroit Lions or Washington Commanders improve in the postseason, the Cowboys will be looking for ways to regain their dominance, and adding a player like Garrett could help make that a reality. The offseason is always filled with speculation, but if there's any chance the Cowboys could land a player of Garrett's caliber, it may very well be worth the hefty price tag. If the Cowboys do look for a new head coach, they may have to look beyond Belichick, as both men are known for their strong personalities and desire for control. This could be a challenging pairing, as both have significant egos and are accustomed to running things their way. Moving on to another potential candidate, Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers is another name that could make sense for the Cowboys. While it's purely speculative at this point, the idea of bringing Tomlin to Dallas has been gaining traction among some analysts. After spending 18 seasons with the Steelers, Tomlin is a highly respected coach who led the team to a Super Bowl title in 2008 and appeared in another one in 2010. However, recent seasons have been less successful, with the Steelers struggling in the postseason and failing to win a playoff game since 2016. Despite these struggles, Tomlin has remained a steady presence in Pittsburgh, and some believe that he could be the fresh start that the Cowboys need. For his part, Jerry Jones could pursue Tomlin if McCarthy's departure leads to a shakeup in Dallas. If Tomlin is willing to move on from the Steelers, it could be a high-profile hire that energizes the fan base and provides a new direction for the team. Tomlin's success in Pittsburgh, combined with his experience in leading a team to the Super Bowl, could give him the credibility the Cowboys need to move forward. The question, of course, is whether Tomlin would be open to a fresh start after so many years with the Steelers. As we move forward, Mike McCarthy's departure leaves a significant void for the Dallas Cowboys. His time in Dallas wasn't without its challenges, but it's clear that the team now finds itself at a crossroads. Will Jerry Jones be able to find a head coach who can take the Cowboys to the next level, or will his meddling continue to hold the team back? Only time will tell, but for now, Cowboys fans will have to stay tuned to see what happens next. Whether it's a fresh start with a new head coach or more of the same under Jerry Jones' leadership, the future of America's team is uncertain, and it will take careful planning to ensure the Cowboys can once again contend for a Super Bowl title.